So we're going to switch again. We're staying in California because it's where we're going, and it's just going to move south a little bit. Albert Pujols is older than he says he is. Apparently, he is officially listed at 41, but according to a bunch of roundabout math and a bunch of circumstantial evidence, he might actually be 44. All I can think of is the scene in Benchwarmers when the dude comes with the goatee. He comes out and they hand the umpire a piece of paper with his picture and in green crayon it says, "I'm 12."
He's got documentation.
And he says, "I'm 12." There's a $20 bill in there or whatever. Oh my goodness! So this is not the first time his age has been called into question, and it's certainly not the first time anybody else's age has been called into question, especially if they're from the Dominican or if they're Cuban or whatever, right? Like records are not exactly kept very well, and there's a lot you can do, but
yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't Miguel Tejada when he was playing with the A's. I think
it was.
He was like. Yeah, I think he said he was 32, but he's really 34. Yeah. Something like that.
So, Brad, tell us why this 2-3 year difference is such a big deal.
Okay, think about this for a minute. You've got a kid who's 18 years old, and he shows up to a tryout, and he's got exit velos around 105, or he's pitching at 102, 103. 18 years old, okay? Value that against a 16-year-old, same body, same size, same exit velos or throwing velocity. Who are you going to give more money to?
The kid with more longevity.
The 16-year-old.
Right, the kid who can last longer.
You're going to pick him over the 8? Yeah, because you can bring him into your system, and you can have him in the minor leagues for 3 years. He comes in, he's big league ready at 19 instead of 21. Yeah. And then you can either sign him to a long-term deal at 23, 24. You sign him to a 10-year deal, he's 33, 34, as opposed to the kid who was 18 at the time. You know, he's 35, 36 instead. Yeah. When that contract is up. So I get it. It makes perfect sense to me why it happens. But you said that the Angels said they knew.
Yeah, so right? Apparently everybody knows and has always known. Or at least that's what they're saying. And what is so funny is that the Angels said, I don't remember who the quote was from, but apparently the Angels said, yeah, we don't care. We knew we didn't care. We knew we were not going to get anything out of him in 2019, 2020, and 2021. And we signed him on that deal anyway. And I thought, oh my God, why?
Well, I mean, at the time when he came over, the Angels were contending.
Yes.
Right? Like that was because who was they brought over from the Rangers pretty much the same weekend as Pujols? I want to say it was like Dan Herron.
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't remember exactly who it was off the top of my head, but it was somebody who had been a major contributor for the Rangers when they were really good. Mm-hmm. It's a really good pitcher. C.J. Wilson. That's who it was. C.J. Wilson. So he actually signed with, I believe he signed with the Angels because he was told that there was a legitimate possibility of Albert Pujols coming. So he signed in hopes of that happening, and then it did. Because he was with his agent, he was with an executive, and they said, well, I can't tell you. He said, it's Pujols. It's Albert Pujols. And they said, I can't tell you. So then he signed.
He's smacking his foot on the ground like, I can't say.
Exactly. Right. But they brought him over because they thought they could put together a winning team. And they had a good team. I mean, they brought over Josh Hamilton. You know, they overpaid him, and he ended up being a bust because of several reasons. But then that was about the time Mike Trout came up, too.
And they were planning on it, yeah.
You know,
well, and honestly, Albert Pujols hasn't been a bust. You can't say, oh, my gosh, like we wasted all this money and everything.
Oh, right.
No way.
No. Yeah, no, I wasn't saying he was the bust.
No, and I just think that, you know, when you factor it in, you're like, you know, you're getting an older guy. You know his production's going to go down or whatever. It's still Albert Pujols. Mm-hmm. he's still
Yes.
phenomenal. You know what I mean? He still is a contributing member of
Yeah.
this team.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And like I said, when they got him, he was going to be like the MVP who was going to lead this team to a World
Yes.
Series. And I feel like when they were putting that team together, they were doing everything right.
Totally.
You know,
Just had management
I
issues.
feel like they put all the pieces in place. Yeah, yeah, and ultimately, I think it was pitching again that did him in, which has never seemed to recover.
But it's still par for the course in Anaheim.
yes, it is.
It's a rough deal.
Continues to
It's a
be.
rough deal.